Hey everybody, Kelley McKenzie here with Janome America. Today I'm going to be installing a brand new Pro Stitcher program on my Janome QuiltMaker Pro 20. But before we get started, I wanted to show you a few important things that come with that Pro Stitcher. Okay, again, this is with Pro Stitcher Premium and not Pro Stitcher Lite. With Pro Stitcher Premium, you receive a free copy of Pro Stitcher Designer. This is a software program that allows you to be able to create your own long arm designs. To get more information or free tutorials on how to use that program, you're going to want to visit prostitcher.com for all the free tutorials on how to create your own long arm designs using Pro Stitcher Designer. Okay. Secondly, you're going to receive a USB stick that has all the designs built into it that are already on your tablet itself. The reason why this is important is we always need a backup. You might even want to make a backup to your backup. Also, if you download Simulator to a desktop computer, it doesn't have the designs on there. So you would want to put this on your desktop computer so that you can access those designs through that program. Secondly, there's going to be a quick reference guide that's in there. It's just a few short pages. It basically tells you what all the icons on the tablet do. It's very helpful. I would keep this handy when you are first beginning, when you're still getting to learn all the buttons. This does not replace an actual user manual. If you want a hard copy of the user manual, it's built into the tablet itself, and you can download it to a USB stick and then take it to a Staples or someplace like that and get copies made. Thirdly is the installation instructions. Although you may not be the one installing this, it's good to keep these for the future in case you ever need a part number or you break this down yourself and reinstall it in a new house. Who knows what the future holds, but it is good to keep these and not chunk them once your installation is done. Okay, so let's get started. The first step is attaching your blue track to your frame. You're going to want to use this tool right here that engages and disengages the gear manually through this access hole on the front of the carriage. What I did was I started applying the track, and I'm going to have to screw this down with a drill after I get done, but I started applying the track and I manually engaged the gear into the track. You can see that the white gear is engaged into the blue track, and I'm going to roll my carriage watching through this access right here to make sure that that blue track gets laid down with the white gear so that it's aligned perfectly together. The next step in the Pro Stitcher installation is installing this blue track to the bottom of the machine. In the instructions, it tells you to lay the machine on its left side, but I do not like the fact of doing that because of the side encoder, and I don't want to take the chance of damaging it. So I have laid some black batting down over my frame, and I am actually going to turn my machine and lay it down on its right side to attach this bracket. I'm doing this so that I don't scratch any of the stickers on my machine and damage anything on my machine at all. So the track installs with just 2 screws, and notice the blue track is going towards the inside of the machine, okay? I just barely put these on here where it's holding it in place. I have not tightened it yet. This is as good of a view as I can give you from underneath the machine where the blue track and the white gear engage. Remember, I attached this piece with just 2 screws on the bottom of the machine. I need to move my machine all the way back and all the way forward, making sure that it's staying aligned because this can be installed a little crooked. So that's why I installed it loose so that I could move this back and forth and then tighten the screw as needed on this end versus the other end to get it all aligned properly. I hope this helps. Now it's time to start plugging some stuff in. This right here is on the side of your machine, and it is your machine encoder for the front to back movement. The plug is already taped to your machine for you, so I'm just going to take these little pieces off. I'll take that one off in a second. And we're going to plug it in. I want you to notice something. You see how there's all these 3 little lines? All of those need to snap into place for the encoder to work properly. So I'm going to make sure that I don't just have it pushed in, but it is all the way pushed in. Then I'm going to take the other end of it and I'm going to plug it in. If I'm facing the back of my machine, the right side of the back of my machine, because there is another encoder right down here that controls the side-to-side movement. And it's already plugged into the encoder, but I'm just going to press and make sure it's all the way plugged in. And then I am going to plug it into the other side of the back of my machine. So this is where the rear encoder plugs in, and this is where the side encoder plugs in. It's very important to make sure that this encoder, or both encoders, are making contact with the carriage. If they're lifted, or even just lifted slightly, they're not going to make a stitch. So make sure it's making good contact on the front and the back. And on the rear one, sometimes when taking the carriage out of the box, the encoder wheel might get smushed off or completely pulled off. So you got to make sure it's still there and that it is rolling properly. It's easy to put back on if it's popped off. Now we are going to install the data cable. The data cable plugs into the carriage right here. And this plug is going to plug into the back of the machine. I'm going to show you this after I get it installed. So I'm partially finished with installing the rear data cable. Okay, I plugged it in right here in the back of the machine. I made sure there was no slack in my cable, and I screwed it to the back of the machine. This step is very, very important because it helps prevent this part of the connection being pulled too much on or jerked. It keeps it safe. So do not skip the step of installing this. Now what I'm going to do is install the other end of the data cable into the Pro Stitcher. I'm going to look and make sure that I am plugging this in with the small side to the bottom. And I'm just plugging it in. And then I'm just going to finger twist these tight. Do not use a screwdriver. You do not want to accidentally break these prongs off. They only need to be finger tight. Okay? So one last overview right here. This is the side encoder plugged in, the rear encoder plugged in, and the rear data cable that runs from the back of the machine to the Pro Stitcher carriage. Right now I am installing the hub onto the front of my machine. This part, your tablet and the hub could look somewhat different from mine. We have different ones out there. Some of them are more integrated than this. So do not be alarmed if yours does not look exactly like mine or if yours does not look exactly like the one in the instruction guide. But it just takes 4 screws to attach what we call the distribution hub to the front of the machine. And this is also what holds our display on the front of it. So I'm almost done. I want to make sure they're secure. So there's all 4 of those. And then I'm just going to push this forward and it's ready for me to attach the tablet to it. So now I'm going to attach the tablet to the distribution hub. I'm just going to be very careful. I'm going to lift up on the bracket itself. I am having to hold it pretty hard and making sure that the tablet slides on smoothly and it's not hitting any of the stoppers on the display on the hub itself. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So now we need to connect the connections to it. So I'm going to grab those. You can see that there's one cable coming from the top of the machine. But when you hook up a Pro Stitcher tablet to one of our machines, there's a secondary one that comes from the front board in the front panel of the machine to that hub. So I'm going to take the front cover of my machine off very gently. And I am going to retrieve that plug. This end plugs into the board in the front of the machine, and then it's going to plug into the bottom of the distribution hub. So I'm going to be very, very careful with this. I'm plugging it into, if I'm facing my machine, the left-hand side of this front cover. I'll show you after I get it plugged into there. Just trying to be very, very careful. Probably should put my glasses on. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to move it over to the side. So let me show you what I did real quick. That cable plugged in right here. And this is the one that was already existing. This one supplies power. This one supplies data. Now I needed to be very, very careful making sure that these cables are not getting pinched from the cover to the machine. And I'm going to very gently tilt my hub back. And I need to be very, very careful when doing this because I never want to tilt this too far forwards or backwards when using it because you don't want to damage the port right here, okay? So the power one is going to crisscross and go to the opposite side that it's coming out of the machine. And the data, the microchip data cable is going to plug in on the opposite side as well. So those two cables are now in place. Now I'm going to gently pull my tablet back up, and all I have left is two cables to plug into the back of the hub right here that will attach to the side of the tablet. Here are the two other cables that remain to be plugged into the hub itself that goes to the tablet. This one is the power one, and this one is the data. So we're going to plug the data in first. It plugs in right here on the top. Okay. And then I'm going to take the cable one, the power one, and plug it in right here. Then I'm going to come to the side of my tablet and plug this one into the little USB port right here. And I'm going to come to the other side of my tablet, and your ports might be located in different spots. So don't be alarmed. Again, our tablets are not all the same. And I'm going to plug it into the tablet port for the power right there. So we have our tablet hooked up, our distribution hub hooked up, our tracks put on, our carriage with all of its robotics put on. We are just about ready to be able to start quilting. Last but not least is the power cable that runs from the carriage to your power source. So I'm going to plug it in. The one thing I want to mention about this is that this carriage that has all the robotics attached to it does not have an on-off switch. So once I plug it into its power source, it is powered on, and it never turns off unless you unplug it. So it is very, very important that you always remember to unplug the carriage from your power source when you are not using your Pro Stitcher.